Blunt Talk with LT, episode 46. This episode is brought to you by StackGwop.com. It's also brought to you by Anchor. Anchor is a app for podcasting. If you want to get into podcasting, download the Anchor app and create a profile, start a podcast, get to the bread, get some sponsors. Shout out to one of my old sponsors, The Infatuation. Our campaign has ran its course with The Infatuation, but maybe we double up in the future. Ran a good campaign. Shout out to The Infatuation, theinfatuation.com. All right, so we got King Clarke in the building.
Yes, sir. We're back. Talking some ball talk. We got a lot to talk about, boy. A lot to talk about, so little time. Is that always the case?
It's always the case. All right, so what do we want to talk about first? I think we want to focus on the Raptors first. Get the Raptors out of the way, because the Raptors, I don't really want the Raptors to be the central talk of the conversation, because we already went through the parade, the celebration, the championship, all that shit. But Kawhi dipped, so we're
and you're not mad at that, though.
I'm not mad at it.
People are mad, though. People are mad. You know what? At the end of the day, he made it clear he wanted to go to L.A. San Antonio said, we're not going to trade him within the conference. And they sent it to the Raptors. And you know what? Kawhi said, you know what? I got lemon. Let's make some lemonade and let's go win a chip.
Yep. Brought
Toronto to its first finals ever. First championship ever. You know, it was great. It was a storybook season. Yeah, we had to trade Derozan, but if we had to do it again, nobody would change anything.
We would do it again because Derozan wasn't bringing a championship.
That's right.
It was the same stagnation that we were dealing with before.
Regardless if LeBron left or not, this Toronto team would not have made it to the finals with Derozan.
Nah, because we barely got by Philly with that one shot. Oh.
I mean, I still think Toronto would have won in Game 7 in OT.
In OT, we would have pulled away, yeah.
I think we would have pulled away. But
at the end of the day, we still won by a game-winning shot in Game 7.
That's right.
If Derozan was there, I don't think that happens. I don't think we even get to that point.
That's right. You know what?
I think they close us out in like 5 or 6 if Derozan's there.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's like it's a way different team.
Toronto would have struggled with Orlando. That would have went to 6. Let's keep it real. That would have went to 6 at least.
They
closed them on
that
6
first game. Yeah.
You know, but with Toronto, that was a quick 5 game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and the first game was a hiccup, so that really should have been sweet. But if it was old Toronto, that would have been a 6-game series, blood, sweat, and tears, and then on to Philly, and we would have got destroyed. So, I mean, straight up, we would have got destroyed. So, Kawhi, thank you. When you come to Toronto, we're going to take care of you with that tribute. Do you retire Kawhi's jersey before Derozan? No, you do not.
Derozan's the all-time leader in points?
Yeah, absolutely. He's approaching games played. You have to give it to Derozan first. You got to retire his jersey first. You could even argue that you retire Lowry's jersey before Kawhi, but I mean, if it was up to me, I'd put Kawhi's jersey second. Actually, you kind of have to put Vince Carter's jersey second. You know what I mean? If not first, because Vince Carter was the first to put on for the organization. Just Kawhi took it to another level.
Do the Raptors have any retired jerseys? They have no retired jerseys?
They have no retired jerseys.
Okay, so you start with Vince Carter.
You got to start with Vince. I would start with Vince first over DeMar.
Yeah.
And then DeMar, and then Kawhi, and then Lowry. Yeah, I think that's how it has to go. Some
people were calling Lowry the greatest Raptor of all time.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Don't do that. You're lying.
Yeah.
You're lying. He's not the greatest Raptor of all time. Technically, is Derozan. When it comes to statistics.
Yeah.
Many will still say it's Vince, because Vince really put on for Toronto. Without Vince, Toronto may be the Vancouver Grizzlies now. They may not have stayed in Toronto.
Think so?
Right? Maybe.
I think people would have still went up, because the Damon Stoudemire days, people were still flooding the arena.
Yeah, but it wasn't to the extent to where it was when Vince Carter came around, right?
They give us relevancy. Well, Vince Carter gave us relevancy.
Yeah, I mean, Vince Carter gave you relevancy in other people's arenas.
Yeah.
So other teams other arenas would sell out to see Vince. Not necessarily see the Raptors, but to see Vince.
Yo, picture being, what? How many years in a row was he leading the league in All-Star votes? And he wasn't the best player in the league, but he was leading the league every year in votes. So it's like people wanted to see Carter.
Our only Christmas game was in 2001. And who was on our team in 2001? It was Vince Carter.
Vince Carter, yep.
Right, we haven't had a Christmas game since. So, I mean, when you talk about the relevancy of a player to an organization, you got to put Vince Carter there. Vince Carter should get his jersey retired first. Take that all back.
If Kawhi had stayed another season, you think we would have got those games on, like, those national televised games?
You have to.
Because they're the champions, right?
Absolutely.
But even this year, we're the defending champions, but I don't think we're getting those games.
No, they won't. They won't, because the ratings, it's about the ratings, right? And Canada doesn't have enough ratings from the U.S. audience to draw that. But out of respect for being a champion, and with Kawhi Leonard, and obviously they would have done a Kawhi versus Golden State kind of deal, or I'm sorry, Raptors versus Golden State for Christmas Day as sort of the matchup. You know, that would have brought more viewership.
Yeah.
But now that Kawhi's gone, Raptors fans don't expect a Christmas game. If we get the first game of the season against Golden State, be happy. But we're not getting any special treatment. We may get a little bit more TNT Thursday games, but we're not getting no Christmas game. Shit.
Yeah, we ain't getting that. The Knicks got a Christmas game.
Great, like, but the Knicks, it's the Knicks though, right?
They're the richest brand in basketball. So
that's right. Still, and they're crap.
I know.
So imagine if they had a good team.
Right? Imagine they got KD and fucking Kyrie instead of the Nets.
You know, their market share would go up even further.
Yeah.
Right. So, hey, speaking of, I mean, 2021, man, look out for those Nets. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie's my guy.
2021.
2021. Forget about this year. You know, I'm not gonna talk about early predictions yet, but you know, I'm really looking forward to 2021. My guy Kyrie teams up with KD, a healthy KD, and challenge Milwaukee and Sixers for Eastern Conference supremacy.
All right, since we're here, let's talk about the Eastern Conference. Let's see. Okay, so who do you think, or where do you think the Nets are gonna end up? Like, which seed do you think the Nets are gonna end up without KD this season, with their team with Spencer Dinwiddie and Kyrie Irving and
Karis LeVert, all those guys.
Karis LeVert's nice.
So is Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yep.
Don't sleep on him. Best case scenario is third, fourth seed. I think they're gonna fall in the 5 to 6 range.
Yeah.
And I say that just based on the fact of chemistry. It's a long season. They still got to get used to one another. Right now, I have the top 4 as, in no particular order. Well, top 2 for sure. Bucks and Philly.
Yep.
And then the 3-4 is between, the 3 to 5 is between Pacers, Boston, and the Nets. That's the 3 to 5. If everything is clicking the way it's supposed to, that's a 3 to 5.
I think Orlando's gonna take the next step and get a little bit better and improve that team and step into that 5-6.
I mean, they may step into the 6.
I think the Nets are gonna be like the 6th, 7th seed. I think the Knicks are gonna, not the Knicks, the Nets. I feel like the Nets.
That's crazy to me.
I don't think they're gonna do that well.
Because Orlando, I mean, your best player is Vucevic, right?
They have chemistry. They have continuity.
You ain't got enough offense.
They have players that are willing to step up now. They have like Aaron Gordon. They have what?
Aaron Gordon. I mean, if you break it down, best player versus best player, Kyrie wins.
Yeah, but Kyrie, I feel like Kyrie and the Nets are gonna have issues gelling initially.
Oh, you can't say that.
I don't think it's gonna be just a quick, because the way they play, it was a completely, like, what play did they run a lot? Oh fuck, I can't remember the name of the play they run a lot. But it's really a lot of off ball, a lot of high screen, a lot of shit that Kyrie doesn't really do. He has a lot of ISO play. Like, I don't know if it's gonna really like when KD gets there. I think it's gonna work seamlessly. But I feel like until KD gets there, I don't know.
I mean, a lot of people are looking at Boston's last series against the Bucks and saying that Kyrie had a bad series. Let's just put that out there. But, a lot of the shots that he was missing were makeable shots. They weren't a lot of him dribble, and chucking. It was just, he's coming off screens, shooting, breaking, doing his thing, breaking. Like, he was just missing terribly.
Yeah.
But he wasn't always, it's not the James Harden effect.
But he needs to dribble, get in his spot and spot up for a shot.
Yeah, but it's not like James Harden, though, where you're dribbling the leather for like 18 seconds. You know what I'm saying? You're dribbling for 20 seconds. All right, nothing's there. All right, kick it out to the corner. And no, like Kyrie breaks you down 5-6 seconds top. Not even. Boom, he gives you one move, two, he's gone. Right? That's either a jump shot to lay up or to kick out, what have you. He doesn't waste time with the ball. He's very efficient. I mean, his handles are crisp, but he's very efficient with his moves. He's very fluid. So he's going to get you in 2-3 moves tops. Bang, bang, he's gone till layup or that's a jump shot. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I think, Kyrie's coming home. He understands the magnitude of coming home. He understands the amount of pressure is on him now. He understands that he has a bad rep right now. He doesn't care. He's home now. He's playing in front of his dad, his family members. He's happy. He's found, peace of mind coming back home. I think it's going to be a different mentality. Boston, you could tell second half of the season, he was on his way out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, he wasn't engaged. And now he knows he's here for 4 years.
You know what?
I have 4 years.
I have to kind of reevaluate my position on that because his first season with Boston, how much games they won? They were like, what, the top 2 seed in the East?
Yeah. Let's take a look. Boston.
They were. Well, he got injured, but near the end of the season. But they were top 2 seed.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
We'll take a look.
You got that? I'll pull that up or something. I have the wrong stats on.
Yeah, they're second seed, 55-27. You know what I mean? Just ahead of Philly. So, I mean, like, and he wasn't even fully there for the season. You know what I mean? So, you look at the way how Brooklyn's set up. You got Jared Allen and you got DeAndre Jordan, right? Those are 2 guys that are going to give you double-doubles. Those are 2 guys.
Who starts? That's the problem. When I was thinking about that, I'm like, who the fuck are you starting?
I think the coach will start Jared Allen.
I would start Jared Allen, but
I mean, DeAndre Jordan's getting older. It's not to say that he can't handle the minutes, but as an older player, if we can get the same amount of productivity out of you in less minutes, even better. And you don't really want to kill a young man's progression as well. So that's a guy that's giving you, 2 blocks a game. He was top 5 in blocks last year. And then you have another guy in DeAndre Jordan that's going to give you another 14 rebounds coming off the bench. So Brooklyn right away is going to be one of the top offensive rebounding teams in the East. And then you got Spencer Dinwiddie, who can be a 6th man of the year candidate in the right situation.
Yeah.
Karis LeVert is nice in the back end rotation. Joe Harris is one of the best shooters in the league right now.
He won the 3-point competition for a reason.
Right?
Didn't he? He won the competition, didn't he? I think he won it. Man, my memory's trash. So I was fucking smoking and talking. But I'm pretty sure he won it. He's nice still.
You know what I mean? So, these are...
And he's one of those 3-point shooters that can do more than shoot. He's not like Jason Capono. He's not just, get him open for 3, and if he's not there for 3, he can't do nothing.
That's right.
So it's like, maybe I'm kind of underestimating their team a little bit.
They got the right pieces around them. You know what I'm saying? The problem with the Celtics was that, everybody thought they were on a level. And, maybe they are. I think Tatum's going to have a big year this year. I expect him to make the All-Star team this year. I expect him to score, average over 20 points a game this year. And personally, I think Kyrie was kind of starting his growth a little bit. You know what I mean? Tatum's my guy too. But
you think it was Kyrie, not Gordon Hayward?
It was a combination. It was a combination of it. You know what I mean?
They put Tatum at the 4 sometimes. And it's like when you play people, like they want to talk about it being like a positionless league, but it's not really. You put people at wrong positions and they don't have the same productivity. They're not comfortable on certain parts or getting the ball on certain parts of the floor, opposed to like Anthony Davis hates playing the 5 for a reason. It's like,
Yeah, but you know what? At the same time, it's like you're a 4, but that doesn't mean anything on offense. You know what I mean? What that means is that a big man is guarding you. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean that you got to be in the post. It just means that you're being guarded by a big man.
the matchups is what people don't like.
Defensively, yeah, it's a responsibility.
Defensively is where it
Absolutely.
really wears you down.
But, as an offensive player, you're not really looking at that because you're thinking, well, he's got to guard me on the other end. So I think he had his opportunities as a starter. I think there were times when, Tatum and some guys were trying to get hot and, Kyrie was just trying to stay hot.
Yeah.
And, that's why my one knock on Kyrie is that, when someone's hot, he doesn't fan the flame.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, all right, you're hot. All right, let me be hot too, so we're hot together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, something you can't do that. You know what I mean? And that's the difference between him and Steph. Like, when Clay is going off, Steph is saying, pass to that guy, pass to Clay. You know what I mean? And he'll move around and get the ball to Clay and make sure that you feed the hot hand. Kyrie wants to be, the hot hand as well.
Do you think some of that's Brad Stevens' fault for not like telling them you'll feed the hot hand or like get that message across when someone's hot? Keep feeding the. You think
It's just a personality thing. It's either you tell him, you could tell him, but is he going to receive that information? That's another thing, right?
Yeah.
You could take him off the court and then you're sending another message.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, again, Kyrie's young, right? So that's part of his growth. It's part of his maturation as well as a player. You know what I mean? He's had a career year in assists last year, averaging over 6. I expect him to take that up a notch to maybe 7 or even to the 8 realm. You know what I mean? I'm expecting Kyrie to have a big year. If the Nets are top 3, so they pass Boston and Pacers, it's because Kyrie's having an MVP year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm predicting.
If they're top 3, I'd be surprised, to be honest.
I'm predicting 20, 26, 7, and 1 steal a game, and maybe like 3 rebounds a game. That's what I think. 26, 7, and 3 rebounds a game. That's what I'm predicting.
Okay, so you're predicting he's pretty much having an MVP season.
Oh yeah. And I mean 26 is on the low end too. Like I don't want to get too crazy and say he's gonna average like 27, 28, but I think 26 is like
he averages like 19, 20 shots a game. He can get up there.
Absolutely, and he's gonna take better quality shots here. Like I said, once you're in a different mind state mentally, the game comes different. You're not forcing it the same. Like you're happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and it's gonna be the same for PG and Kawhi. Like they're in LA, they're home, they're playing in front of the home team, the home crowd, families coming out. You know what I mean? After they're going back home, they're gonna be comfortable. Those are 2 guys that play both ends of the ball. You know what I mean, those are probably 2 of the 3 top 2-way players in the game. Well, it's tight to say that. Because,
that's right. That sounds accurate.
I mean,
whoa,
you can't say 2 of the top 3 because
I'm just
Anthony Davis
and
Giannis is up there. So I mean, Giannis was nominated for MVP and Defensive Player of the Year.
2 of the top 5.
So
you can say that.
They're 2 of the top 5.
2 of the top 5. Yeah,
that's right. 2 of the top 5. Yeah. So I mean, it's gonna be good. I think Clippers is gonna be top 2 seed. You know what I mean?
I think they win more games in the regular season than the Lakers, but when it comes to the postseason, I don't think the Clippers are. I think the Raptors was a perfect situation for Kawhi. Like this year, I felt like this was the perfect situation.
I disagree.
To get his ring, because he won his ring. It was the perfect situation.
Mm-hmm.
He battled through the East, and then when he got to Golden State fell apart. It's like Golden State was not Golden State.
Yeah, but it's different now. You got superstar talent beside you. You didn't have that Raptors.
You had past defensive player of the year Marc Gasol, past defensive player of the year Serge Ibaka. You have surging uprising star, Spicy P, gayest name of all time. Pause. Well, I shouldn't have said. Shouldn't have said.
Yo, listen, pause on that. First off, we're live right now, so pause on that. But hold on a second. Let's keep it real. First off, Serge Ibaka is not Defensive Player of the Year.
Wasn't he a past Defensive Player of the Year?
No. We can look that up right now because we got laptops.
Well,
here.
he was like an all defense. He's definitely all defense or 2 times before, and not Defensive Player of the Year. I know Marc Gasol was definitely Defensive Player of the Year, 2015 or 2014 or some shit like that.
Absolutely. All right. Here's the deal. Siakam's a good player.
You have Kyle Lowry, floor general.
Stop.
No, but listen. Pascal Siakam is one of the fastest players in the NBA. People don't even know that. Low-key, he's fast as shit. He's lanky.
Siakam's not an all-star.
He's not an all-star, but next year he will be. That's the thing. The Raptors will still be a playoff team next year.
But he's not guaranteed an all-star spot.
He's not guaranteed, but I feel like he will be. If he keeps his trajectory the way it's going.
Absolutely. He has the potential to be an all-star, but you guys see a little bit more from him first.
Who's taking those shots?
I mean,
on the Raptors right now. No Danny Green, no Kawhi Leonard.
I mean, you could force him to be an all-star.
They're gonna have to.
Lowry was forced to be an all-star. He's not an all-star player. He's forced to be.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, the Raptors groomed Kyle Lowry. Right? Raptors groomed DeMar DeRozan. Right? The Raptors are grooming Siakam. I like Siakam. He's good. He's good for what he is. Right? But, the skill set still has to improve. Right? And so, like, he doesn't have, like, a one-dribble pull-up.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have his post-up game is good, but he doesn't have a reliable drop step. He doesn't have a over-the-shoulder fadeaway. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have certain things in his bag yet. He just beats you off of his raw athleticism. And because he's so unorthodox, it's kind of hard to guard it. You know what I mean? But eventually, people are going to pull out the tape and start watching it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you get, and
these are some of the same problems Giannis has, but he still gets it done.
Now, but Giannis is a freakish athlete.
Yeah.
Because he has longer arms. He actually has some moves in his repertoire. It's not a lot, but he, the large Euro step, bang, bang.
There's similar frames of like players, Giannis and Siakam.
Giannis and KD are no, they're not similar. They're like Giannis
KD
and KD.
nah.
Those are similar frames. Absolutely.
Nah, the way. Well, yeah, kind of. Yeah, they're the same height.
Frames. We're not talking about game. We're talking about frame.
Yeah, frame. 6'11".
Siakam is more like
six. How tall is Siakam? Like 6'9".
Yeah, around there. He's kind of like
He's a lanky 6'9" though.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Yeah, KD and Giannis are more. They're both 6'11".
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
7'6" wingspan.
Siakam can definitely be an all-star. Yeah. Absolutely. If Raptors have a successful run, if they somehow squeak into the top 4, Siakam's an all-star. Absolutely. He may even get in just based on the coach's vote. But as it stands right now, skill set-wise, I'm not going to say he's an automatic all-star next year. Right? So
who's the East have? Who's the East have in those positions? They have Jimmy Butler.
Jason Tatum. You got Bradley Beal. You got...
Bradley Beal's in the backcourt.
Okay, so we're talking about small forwards?
We're talking about forwards because there's going to be how does the All-Star game work? It's just they have two guards, 3 forwards, right?
Right.
So, but the center have its own spot, or they get moved into the. That's how they get fucked. That's why there's no centers in the fucking All-Star game, really.
I mean, there's Embiid because he's just that nice.
He's just that nice, yeah.
But he's not a pencil. He's not automatic. Siakam's not an automatic All-Star. He's more like, if Raptors do well, coaches will put him in. Yeah. He's a likable guy. He's very humble. I like Siakam, honestly, but I'm not gonna put him up there and say he's a all-star candidate. You know what I mean? It was really Kawhi carrying that team and everybody, galvanizing around Kawhi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Clippers was the first team.
Gone though.
It's gone. It's a huge hole there. Yeah. It's a huge hole. You know what I mean? Honestly speaking,
but they were good without him. What,
Raptors,
17-5 without him?
Raptors should actually be trying to trade Lowry now. You know what I mean? But they're not because out of respect. But this is the last year, so Lowry could leave anyways. So you might as well get picks. But I'm not even going to get into that because a lot of Raptors fans don't want to hear the talk about rebuilding after you win a chip. But if there's any time to rebuild, now's the time because Lowry is at his peak. He's not going to look any more attractive than he does now. Pause. Right?
Yeah.
Like, he just came off a chip. He had a great game 6. Now's the time to trade him. You're not going to get anything for him once people realize he's washed.
He's getting up there in age, too. So
He's washed. He's had a horrible playoffs.
Yeah.
He's only had a few good games.
Yeah, Van Fleet played well.
Way better than Lowry
Yeah.
in the finals.
Yeah, way better.
Right?
Yeah.
Against Milwaukee, Van Fleet was a no-show. You know what I mean? But Lowry, I mean, the man averaged 15 points a game in the playoffs. He's had games where he scored 7. He's had games where he scored 0.
Yeah.
This is your 5-time All-Star. Washed.
But there's other.
Washed, man. Come on, he's washed. You can have a good game.
There's other ways to contribute on the court other than scoring.
Stop this, man. Stop this. I understand that. You're a 5-time All-Star, though.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to, as a starting point guard, the point guard is the second most coveted position in the NBA. Almost every team has a great point guard.
If you don't, it's hard to win.
As a point guard, you need to average at least 18 points a game to be effective. There's not many point guards in the league right now that isn't averaging close to that.
That's true.
So if you're averaging less than that in the playoffs, in a season where you're supposed to elevate your game, you're actually regressing. You're not progressing. So Raptors should get rid of Lowry right now. But I get it. We just won the chip. You know, it was already heart-wrenching to trade Derozan, and Masai doesn't want to do that move again. So I get it. But, you know, Raptors won't be a top 4 team next year. If they are, fantastic. But picture this season as Derozan being gone, right? Well, forget. We'll just say Kawhi's gone. That's 26 points a game gone. Danny Green, that's another 15 points a game gone. Those are also 2 good defenders gone. You know what I mean? Picking up these guys like Stanley Johnson and Hollis Jefferson, like, what's that doing for you? Nothing.
Not much. Yeah.
Nothing. Like, you might as well have picked up Carmelo.
They should have.
You know what I'm saying? Free Melo, man. Shout out to homie Melo. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's getting blackballed worse than Iverson.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's fuckery still. Because he left OKC. What did OKC do? Same
Nothing.
results.
Same thing. First round exit.
Same
Nothing.
shit.
Wasn't. What did Houston do? Lost
Shit.
without Durant. At home. You lost at home to a team that didn't have their best player after the year before. You're talking about, oh, if Chris Paul was here, we wouldn't stop this.
Yeah, Chris Paul was there. Durant was gone.
And now all of a sudden they traded Chris Paul, and now they think they got better. Stop this. They're going to regret that trade. They're going to regret that trade. Houston did not get any better.
You don't think with Russell Westbrook they're better than they were with Chris Paul?
No. Prove me wrong.
No.
You just traded for a player that can't shoot. Respect.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. He's younger. He's more athletic.
But no, he's on his way down too. He's declining by the season.
He doesn't play defense.
You
It's
can see
fake defense. He just plays the passing lane. He doesn't guard up. He doesn't steal. He can't hit a clutch bucket. You know what I'm saying? Chris Paul, he could dribble through a defense, come back out, hit a mid-range.
Yeah.
If need be, he can hit a cherry ball to tie the game. He can get you back in the game off shooting. Westbrook has to get you in there by driving. His ball IQ is questionable. It got better last season. Like last season, as from a regular season standpoint, was probably one of his best seasons ever.
Because he let Paul George cook and he just stepped back.
That's right. And he let Schroeder bring the ball up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Now, if he played like that with Durant probably wouldn't have left.
Yeah.
Right? But then in the playoffs, what did he do? He started getting all emotional, pounding his chest, started talking to Dame. And what did Dame do?
Yeah.
Simple as that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, ball IQ is very important. And when you add a player like Westbrook, who's proven to not have the best IQ, especially in the playoffs, where it's very important.
As a team, the Houston Rockets lack ball IQ in clutch moments because there's times where Eric Gordon will just be going to work, putting in basket after basket, and then they'll just take the ball out of his hands all of a sudden. D'Antoni will throw him on the bench. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, James Harden will start taking all the shots, breaking it up. And it's like, the Rockets, they have issues in the playoffs, but they're a good team. I think without Golden State in the way, Golden State's still going to be there, but not in the same type of capacity.
Yeah, but it's a new problem, though.
They have the Lakers.
You
They
got
have
the
the
Lakers,
Nuggets.
you got the Clippers, you got the Nuggets.
Yeah.
You got Utah Jazz. People aren't talking about the Jazz.
I'm not taking the Jazz as serious as everybody else is, to be honest. You can add Mike Conley all you want. Like, you have Mike Conley. You have Spider Mitchell. You have, Rudy Gobert, Joe Ingles. And you think that's going to take out LeBron, DeMarcus Cousins, AD, Kyle Kuzma? You think that's going to take out, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard?
But
Williams,
you just gotta respect
them.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta respect it in the sense that they're not an easy out. You know what I mean? Any one that wins that series, that's a series where you have to earn it. You know what I mean? And you know what?
Earning a hard fought 5-game series. I don't think it's gonna be that difficult. Well, for like the Clippers, I think the Clippers will take them out. Actually, I can't even say anything. I got to see the season play out. I got to see how these teams actually gel together.
I mean, Clippers. I'm not hopping on the Clippers bandwagon to win it all or anything, but I'm just excited as a basketball fan of what they bring to the table. I mean, you got two guys that are, again, two of the top 5 two-way players in the league, guys that proven can get buckets, proven can strap up. Then you have the 6th man of the year in Lou Will, who gets buckets for you. Montrezl Harrell doesn't get enough talks. He, again, is going to be up there for 6th man of the year. That guy's a beast. Houston definitely made a mistake trading that guy. He's a beast. He's only getting better. Patrick Beverly, enough said, first team all defense. That guy's a dog. You know what I mean? You got PG, Patrick Beverly, and Kawhi in your starting lineup. Like, that's straps. You know what I mean? And Landry Shamet, he's a solid shooter.
Yeah.
Zubac, I mean, he
Lakers
gets the job
got
done.
rid of him.
Nah, like, he gets the job. He does what needs to be done. He was like, Zubac is like, the Bogut of the Clippers. You know what I mean? He holds everything together. He's a guy that doesn't need a lot of touches. He gets the dirty work done.
He's efficient with the touches that he gets. Like, he's a good player still.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it. The Clippers was the only team to push Golden State, a healthy Golden State, to 6 games.
Yeah.
Just think about that. The Clippers was the only team without great starters to push Golden State when healthy with KD to 6 games. It got to a point where KD had to remind people who KD is.
Yeah.
And it still went to 6 games because Patrick Beverly said, we're not going anywhere. You know what I mean? And they couldn't stop Montrezl. They couldn't stop Lou Will. And now you have 2 guys, all-world guys, in your starting lineup. Like, it's just going to be crazy, I think. And, those are 2 guys that don't have big egos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they just want to get the job done. They're not with the theatrics and none of that. They just want to get buckets, want to strap up, and get the job done. So
they have the perfect team for the perfect location and the perfect, like, the Clippers. They don't want to be the Lakers.
No,
the Lakers want to be Hollywood. The Clippers want to be low key and get the job done, so that the characters that they have on their team suits the team. Yeah, it's perfect.
It's perfect for them.
Still gonna hang the L to the Lakers in the playoffs, but that's a different story. I think the Lakers are winning it this year. I think this is LeBron's last push. If LeBron doesn't get this 4th ring, he ain't getting it, like, in no time soon. He ain't going to be 36 getting carried by Anthony Davis. It has to be an equal load sharing. They might have to bench Boogie in the playoffs. Who knows what might happen. But
that's
the
crazy.
Lakers, some way, somehow, they're going to get that. They have 3 head coaches. They have a head coach and 2 assistants that are fucking head coaches. It's like, I don't get it.
Man, we got to see with the Lakers. You know what I mean? They have a strong team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, a very strong team.
For me, the Lakers, it all comes down to what is the lineup? What is the starting lineup? What is the rotation? What is the bench? Is Rondo going to really start? Like, what are they doing with that? What are they doing with the point guard situation? Is LeBron going to really play point?
I think if they want to go far in the playoffs, they should start Brown at point.
They should. From the regular season, from opening tip, start LeBron at point, but don't play him. Don't have him defending the point guard. Have him defending a 3 or something. But on the offense, have LeBron on the point. Have like Danny Green guarding the point guard or something on the other end. Or
it should be LeBron, Danny, Kuz, AD, and Boogie.
Yep. You need AD playing the 4. You can't have AD playing the 5. Yeah. As much as they want to say, oh, it's effective, we can play. Nah, you have to have him playing the 4.
That's right.
So
and LeBron, this would be the time when he takes a back seat from a scoring standpoint. I mean, he can still score, right? But his instinct is always to make the right pass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then when the opportunity is there, he scores. I mean, he's a high IQ basketball player. So if you put him at the point guard, he'll figure it out. But having a big lineup around him, and putting some priority on Boogie to get his touches, I think Boogie's going to come back and have a strong year if he gets at least 10 to 15 touches a game, and we'll start to go back to seeing the old Boogie. He's a guy that he's just been robbed by the system, unfortunately, because of injuries. You know what I mean? But 5 years ago, not even less than that, we were saying Boogie's a top 3 center in the league, and then all of a sudden people are just shitting on him just because he's had
people were saying he was run. Top 2 center. It was him Absolutely. And like Embiid at the time, or him and Jokic, or
Boogie was actually number 1.
He was. That's what I'm saying. I'm like in my mind, I'm like, yo, he was number 1.
AD was the number 1 4.
Yeah.
Right, but Boogie was the number 1 5 before Embiid found his groove, and if DeMarcus didn't get injured, to me, he would still be number 1 because he scores like Jokic, but he has the power game like Embiid.
Yeah.
He's a better shooter than Embiid. The only thing I'll give Embiid is that Embiid's a better defender. So as a two-way player, Embiid's better. So technically, I would put maybe...
I'd rather have Embiid than DeMarcus Cousins. Even DeMarcus Cousins pre-injury, the way Embiid plays now, I'd rather have Embiid because both ends. He's dominant on both ends.
That's right.
DeMarcus Cousins can't guard anybody.
No, but he's very dominant on the offensive end.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? Boogie can give you a 40. Embiid will give you 40, but he puts a lot of effort into that 40. Yeah. Boogie can just give you 40 straight up.
Boogie gets to the basket.
Easy. His finesse game's better. Everything.
His back to the basket game's better.
So
he's a skilled big. He doesn't. That's why I'm thinking like he could still recover and still play well because he wasn't the most athletic person to begin with. He just needed serviceable athleticism, and get it off the skill. But Achilles is It's not a joke, man. That shit's serious.
I hear you, but that doesn't mean that you automatically fall off. It just means that you need to get your body right, but the skill set's there. That's why when people were hating on Kawhi for the beginning of the season, saying, is he the same player? Is he going to come back being motivated? Like, that was all crazy talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, just because someone gets injured doesn't mean that their skills just leave them in a year.
Yeah.
And maybe if you went down,
He was smart the way he handled it. He didn't feel right. Sit out, wait, make sure my body's right. Sure. So I'm not going to come back, not perform to a certain level. People say I fall off. My contract's trash. Sure. I get that Isaiah Thomas treatment because Isaiah Thomas, he's the most tragic sports story of all time. Like he was going to get paid. Gonna
paid.
To end up with nothing now. Like he doesn't even get minutes on Denver. He should have
got the Wizards now.
He's on the Wizards.
He's on the Wizards now. So
John Wall's still out. Yeah.
So he's gonna get his runs again, and hopefully he can earn himself.
Oh yeah, that's good.
A contract, and maybe he can get a 15 to 20 mil type deal. But it's gonna be tough for him even now because he's older. At the end of the day, he's a short guy. And for short guys, once your athleticism goes down and your speed goes down, you're pretty much useless. So.
Yeah.
I mean, for him, if he gets a 2-year, 30 mil, he's got to hug that and be happy.
Yeah, it's facts.
That's
facts.
I mean, at this point, if I'm his agent, I'm trying to get him a 3-year deal after my time's up. 3-year, 60, 3-year, 45, whatever. Anything 15 mil plus, just to salvage it. I'll even take a 3-year, 30, to be honest. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because realistically speaking, I don't know his age, but I know it'll push him.
3-year, 30 is good.
For him. I mean, even though he's really at his prime, he would have got a 3-year 90.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Because he
it's
was
not to
averaging
say,
like, what, 28, 29?
yeah, absolutely. And it's not to say that he deserved it. Well, he did,
Yeah.
but I mean, there's worse players that got more money. So, he did deserve it, but based on how he was playing at that time, he definitely earned the right to ask for it. Someone would have paid him. So, yeah, that's how I feel. But I mean, Lakers, I don't know. I'm just not sold on them. Straight up, I'm not sold on them.
Fourth seed before Bron got injured with a
hear
way
you.
worse team.
I hear you.
Team's way better now. Bunch of vets, bunch of defenders. We ain't shooting 43% from the free throw line. I love Lonzo, but fuck, nigga, that shit was just atrocious. Like, what are you doing?
Sure. I don't know.
Lonzo was a great defender.
Is AD going to be the AD in New Orleans, or is he going to be a new AD?
He's 26.
Mm-hmm.
He's stepping into his prime. I think he's going to be the best version of, like, AD we've ever seen. I think he might steal the MVP over LeBron this year. Like, he has that type of potential this year. I think the Lakers have nothing to worry about. I feel like the last two teams that have things to worry about, unless they get injured, is the Lakers and the Clippers. They're just going to breeze into the playoffs. The Denver Nuggets are going to breeze into the playoffs. Every other team in the West I kind of worry about. But those three teams definitely going to be at the top of the West. And in the East, going to be obviously Philly. Obviously, the Bucks are going to be the top seed. It's going to be the Bucks the top seed. I don't know if Philly's going to be as good as last year. No Jimmy Butler. Tobias Harris is going to really have to step up, but
which he will.
Yeah.
Curious to see what the Pacers are going to do. But
when's Victor Oladipo coming back?
Who knows? Probably closer to New Year.
Yeah.
If he really wants to take it the right way.
He should get fully recovered before he steps a fucking foot on that floor.
Definitely. He may come soon. He may come back Christmas. You know what I mean? We don't know. I mean, he's been out for quite some time, so he has time to recover. But they're a good defensive team over there. They have that college feel. You know what I mean? Like, it's when he went down, like, different people stepped up.
Yeah.
They play great defense. They play with a lot of camaraderie, so it's great to watch. I kind of have them around the fourth seed. I mean, they're third, fourth, because Boston, we don't know what's going to happen with Boston. I think Boston's still a top 4 seed.
Yeah. We're going to see what Kemba is going to do in that spot. We seen what Isaiah did in that spot. We seen what Kyrie did in that spot. We got to see what Kemba's going to do, because Kemba puts up stats, but we don't know if he's going to be that winner in Boston the way these guys were able to win. But I have faith in Kemba and Brad Stevens' system.
No, I think Kemba's a little bit more humble. He came from a shitty situation.
And he has Jason Tatum.
Yeah, he actually has guys who can ball out. So, I mean, knowing that, he's going to be like, man, I'm on a way better team. I don't have to work this hard. I could chill, focus on being efficient, and, let my young guns step up, and, I'll fill in the gap and get the wins when it's needed.
Yeah.
But I think Kemba's just going to come in. It's just a mentality thing, you know what I mean? Same thing with Kyrie. He's going home, you know what I mean? He signed a 4-year deal. Obviously, this is where he wants to be. So, you play different. You think different. You're not on the edge no more. Kemba, same thing. He's coming to a team where he's going to be there for 4 years. He knows the potential of these guys. Jason Tatum is the newest member of the Jordan brand. Actually, second newest member is Zion Williamson's now the latest member of the Jordan brand.
Zion should have definitely signed with Nike. I know that shoe popped or whatever, but Jordan brand, he should have went with Nike.
Oh, Jordan's his favorite player growing up, so
Jordan was Zion's favorite player growing up?
So he says.
That doesn't even make sense. Like, Jordan retired when it didn't even make sense.
But I guess he watched Jordan highlights and, Jumpman and all that. You know what I mean? I don't know. Apparently, he left some money on the table to go sign with Jordan. So, obviously, it must have been important to him. But, yeah, Tatum's one of the newest members. And, obviously, Kemba's been a member of Jordan for a little time now. So, they got that connection. They probably already talked. 4 guys from the Celtics are going to be auditioning for Team USA. So they're going to be building that chemistry from early in the summer going into preseason. So I'm expecting Boston really to take the 3rd seed. If the Nets somehow creep into the top 4, even top 3, again, Kyrie has to have an MVP caliber year. But I'm expecting the Nets to be around the 4 or 5 seed which is a little bit better than where they were this time around.
Yeah.
And
Think they make it out the first round? Because the 4 or 5 seed, they're playing Indiana.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely.
What do you think Miami's doing?
They're struggling to get in playoffs.
Same thing as every year. Okay, my bad. I cut you off when you were breaking down.
Yeah, no, let's be honest. I mean, Jimmy Butler, he's a good player. But, I mean, who's he strong with? Dragic, Bam Adebayo. Like,
yeah.
That team ain't.
Yeah.
If they're a 6th seed, you might as well give Spo Coach of the Year.
Yo, they were willing to pay Jimmy Butler the max. Like, I went on the podcast and talked about them saying, like, oh, they weren't willing to pay Jimmy Butler, but they paid Tobias Harris. And I was saying whatever the fuck I said. But I realized that they were willing to pay Jimmy Butler the max, and he still left.
Yeah, I think it was a lifestyle move. You know what I mean? Obviously.
You could have won some championships, though, opposed to just going to a team where you're going to get some empty stats. Like,
I hear you. I mean, I don't know what the motivation was. I just know that going to Miami is a lifestyle move. Yeah, their culture fits you, but so does Philly. I think he just wants to be out there, South Beach, the lifestyle already.
Definitely.
D-Wade's his boy.
yeah.
So, they're going to look up and whatnot and get acclimated with, Miami settings. So, I think that was more of a lifestyle move, if anything, right? So,
He has a YouTube vlog where he was talking about it. It was like a lifestyle. Him and his family and his people then were talking about, he was really focused on what they wanted as a group. So
absolutely. That's the only way I can explain that.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle move.
Has to
Because they're not going anywhere fast. You know what I mean? That's, like I said, if they get 7th seed, 8th seed, be happy.
If they get in the playoffs, period, be happy.
Be happy. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be a dogfight for the last 2 spots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's pretty much it with Jimmy.
That's pretty much it with the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, I mean, I'm expecting the West to win it. You know what I mean? Clippers, Lakers, between one of those guys. I'm not fully sold on the Lakers yet. I got to see how it works.
I'm not fully sold on writing off Golden State as a contender. Because people are just writing them off like, oh, they have no chance of winning a championship. I'm like, yo, shit happens.
Okay, you got to remember, though, they lost their bench, right? And they lost Iggy.
Yeah.
Iggy is a crucial loss.
They can retool.
They can retool.
They're going to have to retool.
But it's
to be a new
hard.
Yeah,
it's hard when you lose a guy like Iggy, because Iggy was really the glue for the bench and the starting lineup.
They just got rid of him, though.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, because
like
he went on Breakfast Club and started talking about how, Golden State kind of did pressure.
That shit was slimy, though. The way they
guys,
false
right?
report injuries to make players, like, that shit is slimy. That's some football. That's some NFL shit.
Yeah.
Like, I expect that from an NFL team, not an NBA team. Like, that shit
I didn't expect that from Golden State.
Yeah.
And so, he said all that, and, they just did the slight thing and just, all right, we got to get him out here. Trade. You know what I'm saying? But they still, hailed him up afterwards, you know what I mean? But I was just like, yo, you can't be talking all their stuff and expect to stay here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you lose a guy like Iggy, you got to remember who got Finals MVP their first trip.
Didn't deserve it. Steph deserved it.
I understand that, but who got it?
Didn't deserve it.
For his job on who?
Yeah, held LeBron to 35 points a game while Steph Curry averaged, 24 or 26 in that series?
But that's still a hard fought.
Disrespect to Steph Curry, yo.
Yeah.
The NBA is out for Steph Curry. He has 3 rings, no Finals MVP. He could have gotten the last one he could have got. The last one that they won, he could have possibly got that.
No, that's KD.
He averaged 26 and a half that year. Like, KD averaged 27 or 28, but still.
Yeah, and he shit on LeBron.
Yeah, but that was JR's fault, man.
No, it's not. That wasn't JR's fault.
JR ruined that shit. Man. Actually, no, that's
Golden State was going to win that regardless.
They were going to win that, but they didn't have to get swept. Like, the Cavs didn't have to get swept. They could have had some class with that. Picked up one single W.
Yeah, but that's not on JR. Like, you got to...
I honestly, people blame JR for that, but really and truly, the people that I blame the most, George Hill, you missed the free throw. You didn't have to miss the free throw. I don't really blame JR because he didn't have to get the offensive rebound. Someone else could have got that rebound over him. Like, he got that rebound, but he fucked up in that moment. But at the same time, it's like he was saving George Hill's missed free throw. And LeBron didn't have to react like that and demoralize the whole team.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to your leader. You know what I mean? You got to blame. LeBron has to take some responsibility for that.
Yeah, because Kawhi wouldn't have acted like that.
Never.
As much as I'm a huge LeBron fan and I still feel like LeBron's the best player in the NBA, Kawhi wouldn't have done that. Kawhi would have been like, you would have looked at him straight and went to the bench and then went back to the huddle and not said anything. He would have just been
Come
normal
out and
Kawhi.
do work
Yeah, he
again.
would've done work, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Golden State's a better team, but you know what?
Golden
When
State that year against the Raptors that won the championship this year,
Golden State would have crushed.
they would have crushed them.
Crushed them, absolutely. But, you know, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Got him. You know what I'm saying? Raps are the champions until further notice. Until June of next year, Raps to the champs. You go on Wiki right now, you'll see Raps to the champs. That's what it is, man. You got to rap for the city.
Did you bet? Do you sports bet?
I do, but I didn't. Come on, no one would have bet this.
Not in the finals, like just period. You're betting. Do you bet? Are you like planning to bet throughout the season?
Yeah, definitely.
Which sites or what things do you use for?
I use Bet365.
Everybody uses Bet365.
It's good because you can cash out, you know, before the bet's done. They do give you that cash out option, which is clutch. Because, you know, sometimes, you know, I like to do over and unders. You know what I mean? Especially with the way all the NBA is going. Like, there's a lot of overs last season as far as game scores. Sometimes, though, you know, that cash out option is clutch because, you know, that game's hot, and then all of a sudden they get cold in the fourth, and then you lose.
Oh, shit.
So sometimes you want to cash out at halftime.
Oh, yeah.
And you may not get your full earnings, but you still get, you know, more than what you put in.
Yeah.
It's good with the app, you know, desktop on your phone. You can bet across different sports. Their props are nice. Yeah, they're just with it. I use Bet365. I had no issue.
Bet365 sponsor the podcast because you just got a free promotion.
You got a free plug, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Bet365, man. Absolutely. It's a little bit of a headache, though. You gotta send your driver's license and all this stuff. But, I mean, you know, it's overseas stuff. So, you know, you gotta get popping.
Okay. I'm gonna get on that because I need to start sports betting and start, you know, making my.
It's gonna be harder now, though. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be harder now because, you know, anybody can take the L now. You know what I'm saying? Because
it's
you know,
like NBA Jam basketball is
it's crazy.
2 stars on every team right now.
Like any team could lose on any given night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Milwaukee versus, you know, Houston.
Yeah. Any team
Houston can win that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sixers versus Golden State. You know what I'm saying? Sixers can win that.
Yeah. They most likely would win that game right now at this point.
Even with a healthy Clay, they could win that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you talk about betting spreads, and, you know, it's going to be great, man. It's, you know, I like the way how the NBA is trending right now. You know, I like that, you know, Kawhi is the dynasty killer. You know what I mean? I like him going to the Clippers. I thought that was a big move, not joining Bron.
I didn't want him to join Bron because I wouldn't have watched the NBA. I'm like, what kind of fuck shit is this?
Yeah,
you got like
the
three best players playing on the same team. Fuck that.
That would have been worse than Golden State. You know what I mean? But
that would have been way worse.
He took the big route. He went to the Clippers. You know, got PG come through. You know what I mean? So now you're giving new life to a franchise. And, you know, if that's what his storyline is going to be, you know, the guy that changed franchises. That's a pretty cool story. You know what I'm saying? You go to Toronto 1 year on a 1 year expiring deal. You give them the year of a lifetime. Can you imagine if the Clippers won next year?
That's crazy.
Now you got to put Kawhi in the GOAT talks because
he's stepping into the LeBron territory. 3 rings, but you have 3 teams.
He's the first player to have Finals MVP in 2 different conferences. He'll be probably the first player.
Is he the first player?
First player. No players have Finals MVP in 2 different conferences. If he gets an MVP, Finals MVP on 3 different teams, I think no one's ever done that before.
3 different teams Finals MVP. No one's ever done that.
I don't think no one's ever done that. So he'd be the first to do that. You know what I mean? And so
LeBron could do that though.
He could. LeBron could do that.
Kawhi needs to add a regular season's MVP to his belt too, because he has no regular season's MVP.
Absolutely.
He needs to perform for 82 games and show that he's
Absolutely.
the best player in the league.
Absolutely.
Like, he needs to add that to his resume, because he's adding up all these finals MVPs and shit. But in history, that shit could get lost. That shit could
No,
be like,
it cannot.
you were just the best player.
You
were
can't.
just
You can't lose.
60 years from now, if you end up with 3 rings in, the fuck was that? That was probably one of the cameras. If you end up with 3 rings or whatever, 4 rings or whatever, but you were just finals MVP, you were never a regular season MVP, you never have those career stats that add up, you never score 25, 26,000 points, it's going to get lost. People are going to be like, this guy was great.
You can't lose a finals MVP, fam.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're going to lose the finals MVP. I'm just saying that you're not, your
doesn't
greatness
listen.
will be
It
lost.
does. No, it can't be lost because you've won 3 rings and you've had 3 finals MVPs with 3 different franchises in 2 different conferences.
If
finals MVP is more important than a regular season MVP.
Think about this. If Kawhi wins the championship next year with the loaded team that he has.
Don't say loaded.
The loaded team that he has. You broke it down how loaded they are in offense and defense with Patrick Beverly and fucking
Lakers
Paul
are
George.
also loaded.
I'm saying,
by the way.
they're all loaded. But I'm saying if he wins the championship next year,
right?
Is his legacy large enough to say he's better than Kobe? Because he has 3 finals MVPs and Kobe has 2.
No, but Kobe has 5 overall rings.
He's 5 rings. That's what I'm saying. Finals MVP is not the end all be all. It just means you were the best player on the best team that year. Doesn't mean you're the best player in the league.
But that's still
doesn't mean you were Kobe. It doesn't mean you were LeBron. It doesn't mean you were Jordan.
Yeah, but people are putting LeBron over Kobe, and LeBron only has 3 rings.
It's because how he got his rings and his career stats. LeBron was the first player to 10,000, the youngest player to 10,000 points, youngest player to 20,000 points, youngest player to 30,000 points. Probably gonna pass Kareem in all time, like in points. He has 8,000 assists, 8,000 rebounds. It's beyond those. It's efficiency. There's so many things that people would want to say LeBron's better than Kobe. But recently, Kobe's career has been reinvestigated because we're talking about inefficiency, and when you really look at the era of basketball Kobe was playing in, and you look at everybody else's efficiency, and you look at the league, and you look at the averages of who the fuck was like how like there were what scores for like 78 to 81, the games were pathetically low scoring, and the amount of scoring he was putting up, people are really reinvestigating Kobe's career because like how good was Kobe really, because he's a shooting guard. Kobe, LeBron's a small
lot
forward.
of Kobe fans will be at your doorstep right now talking like this.
LeBron's a small forward. LeBron scores more of his points at the basket. Kobe scores more of his points on the perimeter. His percentage is just going to be lower because he's taking more shots at the perimeter. It's a different position, especially back then where they were playing more position basketball. It wasn't really positionless. It's like people have to reinvestigate his career. I still have LeBron above him because I have LeBron as like, GOAT status right now. Him and Jordan, 1A, 1B. But not many people think like I do. So I think you have to have the right situation to really get all those rings and be the best, on a championship team. We got to wrap this up soon still.
All right. So, I mean, let's have some closing remarks. Let's talk about, why don't we do our picks for the awards ahead of time. So let's start with MVP.
Fuck. I got to pick now on the spot who's going to win MVP. A long 82-game season.
I'm going with Giannis on a back-to-back.
Giannis on a back-to-back?
Yeah.
I think people get voters fatigue. He might do the same thing, and people might just question what he might do in the playoffs. Might be a 60-win team again, and people not give a fuck.
I want to say Kyrie, but, I mean, realistically speaking, numbers-wise, stats-wise, I think Giannis will definitely be up there for MVP consideration again.
I think it's going to be between LeBron and Anthony Davis.
Okay.
Whoever pads their stats the most while they continue to win is going to win the MVP, I think.
All right. So you got to choose one, though. There's no co-MVP.
I know. Fuck.
Keep in mind, Giannis doesn't do no load management shit.
They're going to split votes, though. That's going to be a problem. Giannis was a good choice, but I can't choose the same shit. Fuck, this is a very difficult one to go. I'm going to go with LeBron. I'm going with LeBron for his 5th MVP.
Sixth man of the year.
6th man of the year. Fuck.
I think there's gonna be voters for T with this one. I think they're gonna loosen it up. I'm gonna give it to Spencer Dinwiddie of the Brooklyn Nets.
I don't know how all the teams are constructed right now. I don't even know every team's roster going into the season and how they're moving pieces right now. So six man's going to be very hard to call. I know you're high on Dinwiddie, but I don't.
Absolutely.
I have nobody.
I think it's between him and Montrezl Harrell. I think it's between those two. I mean, I kind of want to say Montrezl Harrell, but I think Dinwiddie's gonna blow it up. I think when Kyrie gets that rest, Dinwiddie's gonna come in and light it up in the East. So I'm putting it out there for Spencer Dinwiddie. You gotta choose somebody.
Six man.
You can copy if you want. It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna probably have to because I don't know who I'm gonna pick for a six man because I know certain people are moving to the starting lineups now because like the Raptors, they have a void. They're gonna have to move that whole lineup. Van Vliet's not an option anymore.
Yeah, I didn't think he was an option
in the first place. Lou Will's getting old. He's not an option anymore. He's falling out of there.
Don't say he's falling out.
He's gonna fall out of that six man. There's voter fatigue, and he's getting older, and the stats. He's not gonna have.
He's
the
a
stats.
walking bucket. He's gonna challenge for six man of the year for at least for the next 2-3 years.
I think so. How old is Lou
Absolutely.
Williams? Let me check his age before I start fucking going off on.
He's 32 years old.
32.
Yep.
Okay, Lou Williams, six man of the year. I thought Lou Williams like 34. I thought he was
Okay.
much older. Never mind. He's 32. He can still drop buckets. Lou Williams. I got Lou Williams.
All right, done deal. Coach of the year. I got Doc Rivers.
I was about to say Doc, but I'm like, he's gonna get too much credit. Too much
Who
credit.
cares?
Maybe Quinn Snyder.
The Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
The same team you're dissing.
Yeah, because they're gonna get too much credit. I'm not high on Utah, but they're gonna get a lot of credit because they're gonna be like a fourth seed or something, and they're like, oh, look at the Utah Jazz finished with 53 wins, almost challenged for the third. Like, there's gonna be some bullshit ass narrative like that.
All right.
So,
All right.
yeah.
Quinn Snyder. All right, cool. That's cool. Most improved. Jason Tatum.
I think Jason Tatum's gonna win.
Absolutely. He's gonna be an all-star this year. He's gonna have a big jump. I think he averaged something around.
I think
16,
people are gonna
17.
expect that though, because he was stagnant. He had 16 the first year, 16 the second year.
Nah, but doesn't mean you're automatically qualified for MIP. You know what I mean?
Because if he averages 21, it's like, well, we expected you to kind of take the jump last year. You didn't have it, so you kind of filled in that jump that you took. I don't know.
Doesn't matter. Most improved is
Yeah, from the start of the season
from last year to this year.
Yeah.
Overall impact. Where do you stand? To me, Jason Tatum's gonna be most improved.
I think Lonzo Ball's gonna win most improved.
That's a sleeper pick. Okay.
I think the fact that Lonzo's gonna actually be out of that fucking Lakers,
Allure.
that whole that spotlight that he had on him, that whole the pressure of being teammates with LeBron. I feel like having a young core, having Zion Williamson running the floor, I feel like he'll win most improved. I feel like he's gonna take those. Because the reason why I feel like he's gonna win most improved because he has terrible free throws percentages right now. Terrible 3-point percentage. He raises the 3-point percentage from like 32 to 36, 37, get a respectable percentage. Take that gross 43% from the free throw, bring that to like 75 at least. People are going to be like, oh shit, like Lonzo's actually putting in work. He's already a great defender.
That'll mean more points, first off.
More points too. I feel like that alone will get Lonzo the most improved. So I'm going Lonzo Ball at most improved.
I like that pick. What else is out there? Defensive player of the year.
Defensive player of the year.
That's a tough one, boy.
That is a tough one.
That's a tough one, boy. I'm gonna give it to Embiid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to Embiid this year. I think, after the whole situation in the playoffs, I think he's come back focused. I think, 76ers are gonna be a great defensive team. I mean, of course, your first instinct is to say Kawhi or PG, but, I think Embiid is going to separate himself as a top defender, just based on the impact that he's going to have on team structure. Clippers is a very good defensive team. Like, they have guys that'll strap you up.
Yeah.
But there's not going to be, like, Paul George and Kawhi. Kawhi's a better defender, but not by a whole lot. That gap has gone a lot closer.
Yeah.
But the impact that Embiid's going to have on his team as a defender, I think it's going to be greater than Kawhi and Paul George. So, for me, I got to go Embiid on this one. And I don't think Rudy Gobert is going to get it again, so I have to go Embiid.
I'm kind of going real left field with this. It's not left field because this guy is already a great defender, but I feel like if Golden State's going to be anything.
Oh, my God. This guy didn't say Draymond Green.
If they're going to be anything, Draymond Green's going to have to be something on the defensive end. He's going to have to be something. He's going to have to be a force to be reckoned with. He's already gotten in way better shape than he was from last season. He maintained the shape from the playoffs, and he's continued to work on his body. So I feel like Draymond, I don't know, man. I feel like if
it's a sleeper pick.
If they're like at least a 5-6 seed in the West,
which they should be,
and Curry and Draymond get them there, they're gonna get a lot. Curry's gonna get a lot of praise. He maybe get an MVP.
Yeah, he's definitely an MVP.
But they're gonna finish too low, too much, like 6th, 5th seed. You're not getting MVP. Like Russell Westbrook got that because of the triple doubles, but I don't think Steph Curry's gonna get that being that low of a seed unless they're a really high seed, which I don't see.
All right, hold on, pause on that. So you have Golden State as 5 or 6. So who's your top 4? Lakers, Clippers, Denver. Who's the 4th seed?
No, and I have it in this order. I feel like it's going to be Denver 1 seed, Clippers 2 seed, Lakers 3 seed, Jazz 4th seed, and then it gets real sticky because I don't know who the fuck is going to battle for those last spots because there's a lot of teams making moves.
Don't sleep on Portland, man.
I'm not sleeping on Portland. I'm not sleeping on Dallas. I feel like Dallas is going to make a fucking... I don't know what the fuck Porzingis is going to be with Luka, but Luka's definitely proven himself. Absolutely. So I'm not sleeping on Dallas at all.
I don't think they make playoffs this year, though.
I feel like they could be a 7th, 8th seed. That's why I don't know who's going to round off the top. I feel like Portland's going to be there. I feel like San Antonio's going to take a step back.
But you got to remember, though, you just named 4 teams, right?
Yeah.
So
Golden State's there.
Golden State's there. Houston's got to be there.
Okay. I fucked up on that. Houston's going to finish higher than people think. I think Houston's going to take the 4th seed. Let me take the Jazz out of there. Jazz is going to be the 5th seed. Houston's going to be the 4th seed. Jazz is going to be the 5th seed. Portland's going to be the 6th seed. Golden State or Portland's going to battle for the 6-7.
Wow.
And then the 8th probably going to be like Dallas.
Wow.
New Orleans is not going to be that high.
I don't know. I don't think Dallas is one of my favorite teams.
I feel like Dallas is going to shock everybody. I feel like they're just going to get a great start in the season. I feel like if Porzingis starts the season...
Oh, yeah, he's
Luka,
definitely starting.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like, I don't know, man.
It's not enough, though. They don't have a good supporting cast.
Who else do they have on that roster?
Jose Barrera. JJ Barrera.
They still got JJ?
They still got that guy.
That nigga? They didn't build around him? I'm not paying enough attention to Dallas to be talking high on Dallas.
Yeah,
But just those 2 guys, man. I'm high on Luka and I'm high on Kristaps, so that's why I'm kind of like...
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they'll fight for that 8th seed, but, when you talk about overall talent around them, Pelicans are better.
I know.
Sacramento Kings are better.
I feel like those are the 9, 10th seed.
I don't know.
Like
I mean, we'll have to see.
I feel like that's 9, 10, 11 territory. I feel like the Kings aren't gonna be much better than they were last year. They lost Willie Cauley-Stein to the Warriors.
Yeah, but that wasn't a huge L.
I know, but they have who they have in the front court really. They have
Marvin
backcourt.
Bags. Marvin Bagley.
Marvin Bagley has no fucking wingspan. That nigga's dinosaur arms. Like,
man, he's
a good player. He's talented.
A Chris Bosh 2.0. Just wait on him.
Oh, Chris Bosh 2.0 with no length. Chris Bosh was a lanky player,
Yeah.
Chris Bosh was a legit 7-foot, lanky as shit. Listed as 6'11" because he didn't want to play center. He wanted to play power forward. These bitch-ass niggas. All these motherfuckers. Kevin Garnett, 6'11", 7 foot, you lying ass nigga. You didn't want to play center. You want to play power forward.
That's the Shaq effect, though.
Yeah. All these niggas were lying. It's like wrestlers, they lied about, I'm 7 foot. Like the Undertaker, Kane, these niggas like 6'7" and shit. Not even close. It's like, And then, basketball players shortening the fucking height. These niggas is...
Watch out for Marvin Bags. He's going to have a big year as
Yeah.
well. He's going to be starting now, like, full-time, so look for him to have a big year. But, yeah, I mean, it's tight. So let's go back to our closing remarks. We did the MVP. We did the Coach of the Year. We did Sixth Man of the Year. We did Defensive Player of the Year. We did Most Improved Player of the Year.
Did everything. Pretty much.
I think that's it.
Did we predict the champion? We did. I said the Lakers, but you didn't. Did you predict?
No, I can't.
You can't predict?
I can't predict.
I'm making that wild prediction because Bron need to get it or he ain't going to get it.
Yeah, this is Bron's last year to get a ring.
Yeah,
for sure.
Facts. All right, so we're going to wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up.
All right, Blunt Talk with LT, episode 46. King Clarke, want to plug anything real quick?
You already know, man. Shout out to the homie Mosley for the gear. New Ray is coming out. Fall collection's dropping soon. So shout out to my boy Mosley for that. You know what I mean? Getting me all hooked up so we can get on the podcast. Paradise Vapes. You know what I mean? It's Blunt Talk and everything, but for smokers on the go, we got the pens going. You know what I mean? About to get some jewel pens going. So at Paradise Vapes, follow up. Orders are happening nationwide. If you're in BC, Alberta, wherever you at, we ship nationwide.
Okay. There you have it. Blunt Talk with LT.
King Clarke, we out.
Yep.